everybody. Hi, it's Thursday, and today, welcome back to my channel. I'm Leslie Cerda, and today I want to talk about taking responsibility for your actions. Um, so I just recently seen my other video, the one that I talked about what happened with this guy, and I think that I put all the blame on him, but I had some responsibility on it. Really, I did. I'm somehow responsible for it. So today I want to talk about taking responsibility for your actions. It's not fun taking knowing that you're responsible for someone of a fracture happening in a relationship. I know it was both of our faults, honestly. Like it says, it takes two to tango, not one, but two to tango. So I was also tangoing with him. So yeah, I had some responsibility on it, and maybe he wanted to explain. He's sent me a text, and I didn't let him explain, and I let my anger and my frustrations get in the way of me hearing his explanation. And I don't know what happened, and now I'm trying, and I've been praying for him to forgive me and to also learn what I have to say. But I figured out, like, if I didn't give him the time, like if I didn't let him explain, why would he let me explain to him, right? And like I'd say, it's two in a relationship, whether it was in friendship, a relationship, a job opportunity. You might even ruin a job opportunity. But I'm gonna be talking about sabotage in a different video, probably Saturday. But for now, I want to talk about responsibility. If someone has hurt you, or has done something to you, and you reacted, and you end up lashing out on that person, and you end up saying or doing something, like for example me, I didn't hear him. He wanted to explain, and I didn't hear him, and I ended up lashing out on him, and I ended up breaking up with him because I got triggered. That triggered me, and I ended up lashing out on him, and therefore I hurt him. He not only hurt me, but I hurt him back because I was angry and frustrated because something in me got triggered. It may have been something that happened to me from recently or from the past. And I don't know what his side of the story is. What might happen, what might have happened. With him, I don't know if he ended up having doubts. I don't know what was his side of the story. Maybe something inside that happened. Maybe he got, I don't know, doubts, triggers about the relationship. I don't know what went on his side. But from my side, I know. And I didn't let him explain. And now I hope and I wish that he that during this time he would let me explain to him what happened, so we can both talk to each other. So knowing if you got triggered, if that person hurt you and you ended up saying something, you're responsible for how you reacted. And that person is responsible for what they did or how they acted. So in this end, you both had a responsibility on it. And I know it's hard when you end up lashing out on someone and letting them go without an explanation, because you were so angry and frustrated, and you didn't want to hear it, their explanation. You're gonna end up regretting it. So take time. If you already hurt that person, if you already did what you did, just take responsibility for it. And take your time that you're not talking to this person. Take your time to heal. Take your time to reflect. Take your time to know what triggered you to do that. And once you reflect and everything, maybe you can start working on it. I need to do that too. I'm still in that process with you, okay? I don't have it all figured out. I'm figuring out during this time. I've been learning so much about it. So I don't have it all figured out. I need to heal what triggered me. I need to heal it. And it hurts that I have to learn it this way. I have not only let go of a great guy, I have let go of other things because I sabotaged myself. But that's another topic for another day. But all of this comes from sabotaging ourselves. Sometimes we get in our way of our own happiness because we're afraid of getting hurt. And we end up pushing that people away. So you need to take time to reflect and to know what triggered you, and find ways that you can heal it. Go therapy, get a life coach, start praying, pray, if you believe in God, lean on someone, talk to a friend, go to a therapist. I want to go to a therapist, really. I want to find a therapist. But reflecting, take this time to reflect on why you did what you did. And that's number one. Every single 1% counts. Shout out to my Bee Hussy for that. For that. I joined the virtual retreat and I loved it. Really. I need to rewatch the retreat because I'm gonna miss some notes. Yeah, kind of shout out to Mario. Every single 1% counts. And I do believe that in the hardest moments, that's when we grow the most. That's when we learn more about ourselves, and we know how to heal ourselves, and we have that breakthrough moment. I know that it hurts, and we learn it the hard way. Sometimes we need to learn the hard way in order to grow. And trust me, I'm learning the hard way. I've gotten in the way of my own happiness. I have ruined friendships, job opportunities, everything, because I was afraid. I was afraid that something bad might happen if I let myself be happy. Because I've been hurt so many times, and I'm afraid to let people in. And that's why maybe when you're hurt, you either cling on to people or you're sabotage. You either cling onto them or push them away. And all of that happened, the triggers and everything started out somewhere. And we need to find the root cause of it. We need to dig deep. Like the song from Princess and the Frog. Gonna dig a little deeper. You gotta dig deep. It's like a seed. See? Someone planted seeds. And someone else use the gardener or someone else maybe watering the plant. And it starts to grow. And it starts to grow into this beautiful thing. But if the person that is taking care of it is neglecting it or something, it's gonna die. The flowers, are gonna dry out. The leaves are gonna dry out. It's like this plant that my dad gave me. Sometimes I water it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I forgot to water it, and when I don't water it, the leaves get dry. When I am not taking care of that plant, I have realized that the leaves, the flowers have been getting really tilted and really dried out very quickly because I have not been taking care of it the way that I need to. That's the way with us. Something planted a seed. Someone planted a thought, a belief in you, and planted. Poof. They sold it and everything, and then it could be them or someone else watering them, and it could be someone who hurt you, bullied you, said you weren't good enough, say you weren't this, say you were that, say you're wrong, and it's all in your head, and there's something going on in your head, and you're wrong, and you're this, and you're that, and da da da, and ooh. You start to believe it. And it starts to grow. The roots start to grow. That's where the belief starts to grow. The beliefs, the roots are the root beliefs. The watering, it's the triggers, things that happened to you. People that watered that seed that someone else planted, and then the beliefs are the roots. Like that little seed, that little thought, that plant started to grow in beliefs until it grows into this better, dry flower. Into this flower. And then you let that person continue watering it, or maybe that person ended up neglecting that flower, ended up getting dried out. So if you're neglecting, if you have been neglecting all of your hurt, like someone might have neglected that flower, and someone that planted those negative thoughts, that planted those negative thoughts. In that flower, could end up dark and bitter if you lay it out in the wrong hands. So if you let that person water your flower, it's gonna end up dry and bitter. But if you don't let it, and you decide, you know what, I'm the one that's gonna plant my flower. I'm the one that's gonna plant my thoughts, not somebody else. And when you start watering and start taking care of your flower, it's gonna grow into something beautiful. It's gonna grow into something beautiful. So the flower are your thoughts, are your beliefs that someone planted on you. And when we don't take responsibility for taking care of our beliefs and letting someone else in and telling us what's wrong with us, and so you don't have that strong ability to not let that person control your thoughts, water your plant. If you're not strong enough, then that flower's gonna die. It's gonna end up being dry, and you end up being sucking dry. So that when you grow bitter and stuff like that, you grow with resentments and anger and frustration. And when you let that all build up because you let someone else tell you and make you feel that way, that you have all built it up, and now you're bitter. And now when somebody tells you something, you end up lashing out. You end up responding to it. You end up reacting to it because you want to protect yourself. But you know what? If something in you in that moment when you lashed out on that person because of what they said or did, that person got triggered too. Maybe something that happened that day, maybe there's something that happened that day, they have their own seed. That they have been neglecting. That they don't have been watering it. So they're taking it out on you, and now you're taking it out on them, and then you're both triggered now. And then you both don't want to hear what the other one has to say. And now we have to take responsibility for it. Understand that person, or where was it coming from? I learned this from a podcast that I recently saw. I don't remember her name. Whatever her name was. If I see her video again, then I'll tell you what she was. But you know, like, then she talks about compassion and how to understand where that other person was coming from, you know, and be come from a compassionate place and understanding, and not from resentment and anger and all of that, and coming, learning and reflecting, like, hey, maybe that we're trying to understand where that person was coming from, you know, and come from a compassionate place and be more compassionate and loving and understanding, and letting go of the resentment and anger, and that you would try to live a more fulfilled life and more happy life if we let go of all the resentment that we had towards someone or towards that person. So if we let go of all of that, then you can heal and help understand the other person, where the other person was coming from, and maybe also let that person take their time to ease out and let the waters calm down, and let the waters flow back to where they were. And it's gonna take time to let the waters flow, and all you have to do is reflect and heal from your wounds, and let go of the anger, frustration that you have towards that person, and just give it time to see if that person or someone comes around and so that you can both talk about it and come from a more better place, more understanding and comprehending, and not in the getting like, oh, having that friction between you, like, you did this, you did that, that friction. See, you're not gonna get anywhere. But you're like, I did this, I did that, and I'm sorry for what I did. I apologize. This is what happened. I totally understand now where you're coming from. I know that what I said might have hurt you or triggered you in some kind of way. I just got so angry at what you said and what you did, and I hope that you can forgive me and, like, apologize, like, go and try to understand that person and tell that person as well what for where you were coming from, and maybe that person also can tell you what this happened. Sorry, I should have done that to you. I should have said that. I should have. Now I understand that I didn't tell you the right way and something, and time heals, and it takes guts to take responsibility for it, and that's why I'm working on it. Sometimes I do have to work on my impulsivity and frictions, and sometimes my impulsivity is my anger. I get into this whole Hulk mode, and it's hard for me to control it, and sometimes I can control it, sometimes I can't, and it's really hard to reparent myself. So it's gonna be hard to reparent yourself because you're gonna it takes time to learn coping skills. That's what also I learned in Matthew Hassan. It takes time to learn new coping skills, new coping mechanisms, and take time and not try to do it all at once, or just like what I said, every single 1% counts, and trust me, you're gonna get there. For now, shout out to you for taking responsibility. That's for your 1%, and shout out to me too for doing this, and I really hope that the people that I've hurt, if they end up watching this, I hope that they can forgive me for sabotaging, from hurting them, for whatever I did to hurt them. I hope that they can forgive me if they ever see this video. I hope you guys can forgive me. I have a lot of wounds and heals, and sometimes it's hard for me to repent for myself, and sometimes the emotions get the best of me, and I need to take responsibility for it. So I hope that whoever I've hurt, if they end up watching this, I hope that you can forgive me, and I didn't really mean to say or do those things. I was in a bad place, probably. I'm still in a bad place, and I was in a bad place, and I pushed you away was because I still need to heal from all of the wounds that I have inside of me. It wasn't because of you. It was because of me. I haven't taken, well, I've been trying to take this time to heal and to take responsibility. It's hard. Sometimes I get back to where I come from. Sometimes my coping mechanisms don't really get the best of me. But I think that's part of growing up. And I hope that you really can forgive me. I didn't really mean to hurt you. And I hope that you find it in your heart to forgive me. And find it in my heart to forgive myself. So, yeah. And I hope that if he ends up watching this, he didn't really mean to do what I did. I just let sometimes anger and resentment get the best of me, and sometimes I end up doing things that just not the only things that only hurt myself, but that hurt others. So I hope that you can forgive me. And I hope that those people end up finding it in their hearts to forgive me and let go of the resentment of me. Yeah, it takes guts to take responsibility for your actions, and remember, I'm still on that journey with you. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet, so I don't have it all figured out. But these are things that I've learned from motivators that I've seen, coaches, and shout out to you, coaches that have helped me: Matthew Hussey, Mel Robbins, Lisa Biliu. Oh, I love her podcast. I love her her show, Woman of Impact. Who else? Lewis House. Yeah, and I'm gonna thank them. And that I forgot her name. As soon as I figured out her name, I'm gonna give her a shout out, because when I saw her video, I was like, oh God, that is so true. I need to come from a more compassionate place. Sometimes I let the anger and the resentment and the hurt and everything drive me, and but that what she says, that's not your true self. And that's not your true self either. We just need to heal from whatever has happened in your life. But remember, you are not your wounds. You are not your thoughts. You are not what other people think of you. You're truly a beautiful person who needs healing, who's wounded inside, who needs to heal from all of that, so that the flower inside of you can become this beautiful blooming flower. This beautiful, amazing you, your unique self, your authentic self, your real self, the real you. Because once you let it all go, all of the resentment and all of the anger and all the issues, you will start to free yourself, and you truly start to feel the real, authentic you. Remember, I'm in this journey with you too. I need to also let that flower in me become a beautiful blooming flower instead of a dry and brittle one. Remember, we're all in this journey together. And if you're in a situation like mine, just let that person ease up. All we gotta do is let them take their time and hope that they will let us in, and hope for the best, and let us hope that they'll let us talk and work things out. But just take time. Just let it take time. Let the waters ease up, and just hope that that person would help. Will come to his or her senses, and so you can work and talk things out and make it a better and healthier and healthier relationship. But this time, you would come from sorry about that. I need to drink water. But this time you would come from a more compassionate and kind place. Remember. And do not cling. Do not text. Do not call that person. Do not tell them I'm sorry. Let time help calm the waters down, and just hope for the best. Hope that that person will ease up, and because I know, just like me, like what if he or that person that I need to talk to, he doesn't want to listen to me? What if he does this? What if he does that? What if he rejects me? What if he ends up not wanting to talk to me? Or what if he or she or my friends or my partner doesn't want to talk to me because I know you're coming from a fearful place, and you're probably biting your nails, and like, what if they reject me? What if they insult me? What if they don't want to talk to me ever again? What if this? What if that? What if I lose them like forever because I just messed up? And and you're freaking out, and you're like, if they end up wanting to talk, and they end up saying these hurtful things, and it's up being worse than it already is. And you're just like biting your nails, and you're like freaking out, and you're crying, and you're like, oh, I'm in that place too. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I am your truthful friend. I've been laying on my bed crying. Yes, I know what you're going through. I'm being honest. I'm being organic. I know what you're going through. I've been laying on my bed, eating chips, eating this, eating that, like eating things that I shouldn't be eating, and crawling and singing, and getting so angry and at myself, and at that and at myself, and like, what did you did that? Like, why do you say that? Why do you say that? What did you do? Why did you let that person go? Like, oh my god, they would never want to talk to you ever again, and you're just like panicking, and I have been praying to God, like, please, just that person come to their senses, help me, Lord, that they can hear me and forgive me and hope that they will give me a second chance. And you're coming from this fearful place, like this coach or psychologist said, and you're coming from that you're already sending the message. You're already sending that energy. And remember, whatever you put out comes true. Be careful what you say or what you wish for, because it comes true. Not in your own timing, but God's timing. Or in some cases it doesn't. No. But no. Hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. Let's stop being scared and fearful and just like say for the best. Oh my god, my friends, we had these arguments, and we both said things that we didn't mean to, and I just want to go grab coffee with her and just work things out, or with my partner. I just hope that he can forgive me for what I did, and I hope that we can go grab a cappuccino or something, and or a chocolate mocha. I love a chocolate mocha, even though I'm allergic to chocolate. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's weird. I'm weird. Yeah. Okay. I'm being wrong. Yeah, just hope for the best. It just like put out to the universe, like for a moment, just close your eyes and just say, okay, that person, whoever I hurt, whoever I need to latch on, if we end up latching out on each other, let's imagine, let's hope for the best. Let's just say we take time, like weeks or months, or to try to ease up, and you end up calling that person, or that person end up calling you, and you end up making plans. You're just like saying, you know what, I think that we should talk and work things out, and hear each other out, what we have to say, and so that we can get through this rough patch. And just imagine you or that person calling you, and like, hey, guys, you say, or that person says, oh, we should go get coffee, let's catch up, let's just work things out, or see, let's catch up and see if we can work things out. And you say yes, or she says yes, or he or she says yes, and then you go grab that coffee. You're at this coffee shop, you're getting ready, and then that person, and then you end up meeting that person, and you end up getting your coffee, buying your coffee, and you're just working things out, and you're just working things out, and you're like explaining what happened, why you said the things you said. You're explaining your side of the story, but you're also coming from an understanding place and compassionate place. And so, like, I understand where you're coming from. I also got triggered, and I shouldn't have said that. I should have learned how to control more of my impulses. Sometimes and things like that, and then you can let that person, like your friends or your partner, talk that and then say what they did, what they did, what they said, and work things out, and just end up talking things out, and not coming from like a frictional place, but like more like compassion and more friendly kind of way, and it's just end up like shedding tears, getting hugs, and then just catching up for like what they have been up to, and you end up just, it's from that crying moment you end up laughing. You're like, oh girl, I wish we would have been talking during this time, because this and this that happens, and like, oh, I wish I would have told you at that moment, and I missed talking to you, and it's so nice working things out, and just um starting over, and getting rid of that friction, and that problems, and just imagine, like, you're laughing, you're having a good time, that person, like, um it just seems so good, you all that worries, that friction, that fear, that resentment that you had with yourself, and that you had with that person, and all that friction, all of that negativity, all of that fear just went away, because you are, are now coming out of that fearful place and into a more compassionate and positive place, and more of a peaceful and calmful and lovable, and all of those beautiful positive emotions, and you are letting go of all that frustration and that fear of what might happen, and you're just like now visioning the best version, the best what could happen, the best possibility ever, that you're gonna have to having a great time with your friend or with your partner, and just like remember, just take deep breaths. You're gonna just take deep breaths and take in all the negativity that we have inside, that's accumulated, until you feel like that's all you can do. Just inhaling, and then we're gonna let it out. We're gonna let all the negativity out, and we're gonna breathe in 10. Wait, we're gonna breathe in, so we're gonna exhale in 10. We're gonna exhale, but slowly. Okay? Exhale, but slowly. Okay? And we're gonna let all of the negativity out. Okay? On the count of 10. But we're gonna exhale slowly. Like a blowing tire. Like if you're to blow a tire, and it's slowly blowing. Just like that. Like this tire, when you blow it, like, and then it slowly starts to blow. We're gonna do that, okay? Okay. So let's exhale. Let's inhale. And then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then exhale. And then exhale. We're gonna do it 3 times. Okay. We're gonna inhale again. And then hold it in for a sec. And then exhale. And a third time. There you go, the negativity. Remember, it's a process. Do not be so angry at yourself because you're not there yet, or fully there yet, Remember, 1%, every single 1% counts. And basically, I'm teaching all of this that I have learned from coaches. So I learned that those breathing techniques from different coaches, but shout out to Matthew again, Matthew Hussey, for helping me with those breathing exercises we did in the virtual retreat, even though they felt weird. Yeah. But yeah. Just take so just stretching. Yeah, that feels so good, right? Just stretch out. Yeah. So we have learned so far about learning what triggered you. And then be more compassionate towards that person, because that person was also getting triggered. Third, giving them time to ease up. And fourth, if they let you, like, if they come to their senses, if with time they want to talk things out and work things out, and yeah, you can work things out, and not from a fictional place, but from a more compassionate place. And if they don't want to work things out, I think that you may end up, could give them a bit more time, to open up. But if they don't come around, I know it's gonna hurt. Letting that person, oh God, that person doesn't want to hear me out. Then yeah, it's gonna hurt. But it's gonna hurt. But you know, like, It's saying says, I've heard this quote. I don't know who said this quote. I'm not taking credit for it. I don't want to kind of be plagiarized. I'm not plagiarizing, guys. Someone else said this quote, not me. So I've heard this quote. I don't know what it was. The more you try to hold on to a person, the more they would want to escape. I don't know who said that. I'm gonna search for it because I don't know who said that. But when I saw that quote, I was like, when I read that quote, I was like, Santa Maria Madre de Dios, that's true. That is so true. It's verdad. Yeah. That is so true. So yeah. Don't try to hold on to that person. Because like how the saying says, that quote says, the more they will want to get away. So take time. Help that person take their time as well and ease up. They will come around. I hope so. One way or another. When it comes back to you, what was meant for you. But what doesn't come back to you, it was never meant for you in the first place. Yeah. That's another code. And I don't remember who said that either. I'm gonna end up searching for those quotes. Yeah. Man, try. And this video is in the. I think it's more longer than my other ones. Like I think like it's more longer than the other ones, but yeah, I wanna talk about this. I just wanted to talk about that, and so yeah. And we'll see you Saturday. See you Saturday, my friend. And make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. And love you guys so much. And double kiss because it hurts to be in this place. Just ease up. Know that. Let's ease up. Let's not come from a fearful place anymore. Let's just let it go and hope for the best and have faith, have hope, pray to God that everything will be okay and that the person will, that soon enough, this was just a rough patch in your relationship or your friendship, and you're gonna end up this just gonna end up being a friction, no, like a rough patch in your relationship or friendship. Remember, I think that when you or your friends or your partner go through hard times, like difficult times, that's when you learn if your relationship's really strong enough. Is strong enough and worth to hold on to. I think in the darkest times, I think that's where you get to know so many things. What to hold on to, what to let go of, what to work on, what to heal from. And I think that the darkest moments that you go through in your life, that's what makes you stronger. And that's where you learn and and have your breakthrough. Love you guys. Again, a triple kiss and a triple hug. And if you're in the place that I'm in, let's just try to ease up. Not come from negativity, not come from fearful. End up praying, like, God, like, help me, like, like, feel more, come from a more loving place. Like my shirt says, love, come from a lovely place and a flowery place. I'm wearing pajamas right now. Like, it come from a more flowery place. I don't know if you can see my pajamas right now. Yeah, flowers. Come from like a more positive place. So just don't lose hope, don't lose faith. The hope is the last thing that dies. La esperanza es lo último que muere. So love you guys, and ease up. It would get better. And remember, if that person was meant for you, they'll come around. But if they weren't, they were never yours in the first place. Love you guys so much. Bye.